Hello everyone, and welcome to the next episode of Spotlight on Success, where our goal is to teach you the strategies and tactics that you can use to sharpen your competitive edge in business. And today I am honored to welcome Dr. Verna Cornelia Price to the show. And before we get into her fabulous topic today, which is You Gotta Go, which I love, I'm going to give her a proper introduction. Dr. Verna Cornelia Price is an entrepreneur, organizational consultant, educator, executive coach, and an internationally known motivational speaker. Her expertise includes the Power of People professional development process. She is also founder of Girls in Action, co-founder of the Power of People Leadership Institute, and author of a bestseller, The Power of People, 4 Kinds of People Who Can Change Your Life, and The Silent Cry, Dealing with Subtractors in Work and Life. So Dr. Verna, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Dr. Shannon. Thanks for having me.
I am so excited to have you on here. I'll let everybody know that I had the pleasure of being introduced to you from lovely Cheryl Hill from Clear Cause Foundation, and that was just really, really priceless for me to meet you, given what you are doing to empower women and girls across the globe, basically. So I'm so impressed with everything that you've got going on. And I'm thrilled with our topic today, which is all about how we can become more powerful.
Yes, ma'am.
I'd love to have you start with how you were originally taught about the power of people.
That's a really good question. I am the product of a mom who was a single mother, and she had 3 children out of wedlock with no husband, and she didn't quite know what to do with us, and so she did the very next best thing, which was to send us to be with our grandmother. And my grandmother was this just amazing woman who was a leader, and I mean, she didn't have a degree, she didn't have, all of the kind of credentials that we would call credentials today, but what she really had was like a serious understanding of people. She loved people, and she had a heart of service. And it was interesting because what would happen is I'm originally from the Bahamas, and so I was raised on a very small island. It's only 21 miles long and 7 miles wide in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean.
Wow.
And it's called Cat Island. And the people from the island, if they had something going on with them, they would come to our yard. And my grandmother was the wise woman who would sit with them and would help them figure out, here's what I do, and here's how to do, and here's how to relate. And I didn't even know, Dr. Shannon, that I was being taught such amazing things about how powerful people are. But I really was. I was being taught some things. And as I went on in my life, I realized that I was given some things in my hands that I needed to be able to share with people. But then I had, how we all hit we hit a wall in our lives. Yes. Where nothing seems to be working. And we have these people all around us, and they're all leeches. And so I came to the place where, I got this kind of thought in my spirit that people are powerful. And everything we do as people is a powerful act. And we have to know what to do with that. So I really think it all really stems back to watching a powerful woman live a powerful life. And I'm so thankful to God that I finally kind of caught that and was able to tell people about it.
What an amazing journey your life has been, just to be under the tutelage of basically the matriarch of your entire community.
Yes, ma'am.
That's amazing. Well, my next question for you, Dr. Verna, is, what are some of the most challenging things that we would face in dealing with powerful people? I'm sure you've had tremendous experience, just given what you shared in the last bit of your story there.
Yes. Well, the first thing, most challenging thing most people deal with is that they don't understand who they are as powerful people. And so we have been taught as a society that someone else is powerful. Well, she's powerful because she has this. She's powerful because she has that. She has a certain look. She has so much money. She has a particular educational level. And so getting beyond that particular wall that we have been taught in our society that you have to have something to be powerful, and just understanding that you were simply born powerful, born that way. When God made you powerful, and you got something in you that's so incredible that the moment you begin to use it, things change. Now, having said that, right, I think the next very hard thing for people to do is to get beyond what I think is a human epidemic. It's bigger than cancer, it's bigger than polio, it's bigger than any disease in this entire world. And it is called the epidemic of people pleasing. Yeah?
I'm stricken with that disease.
Oh, it's most people are. It's always terrible. It's a terrible thing. And so then you live your life based on what people will think, what will they say. You know, you don't want to make someone mad at you. You don't want to make, I live in Minnesota, okay? And Minnesota, I'm telling you, there's something in this water, Dr. Shannon, where people, you don't want to offend anyone. You don't want to make anyone feel terrible, any of that. And so in the process, what happens is that you begin to live a life where you start wanting to please people. You don't even realize just how much of your life is about pleasing people. So the challenge for you to become your most powerful self is to understand that you are influencing people, people are influencing you, but you have to live your life for you and for your call and for your purpose, not for somebody else.
And that stems from really taking the time and opening your ears to listen to that inner voice instead of all the other ones that are going on around you.
Oh my, it really is quite something, because the voices are so, they're everywhere. I mean, if you just watch one half-hour segment of a television show, I mean, you can walk away depressed. Mm-hmm. You can walk away really feeling terrible about yourself, or thinking, I'm not good enough. I'm just not good enough because they're this and they're that. And the fact is that you have everything you need. And I tell people this all the time. You have everything you need today at this very moment to become your most excellent self.
And it's so true. And it's really just getting beyond the barriers that I think we tend to put in our own way.
Absolutely.
That stifle that power and turn us into human doormats, unfortunately.
It really does. And here's the sad thing about it, Dr. Shannon, is that we don't even realize it. We think we're normal. We think like everything is okay. And I'm telling you, when this work kind of really hits you, like gets you in your soul, your spirit, that what am I doing? I'm 42 years old. I have been living for people all of my life. What is really going on with me? It's a tough thing. But then here's what happens. By that time, you have so many people around you who are leeched on, like literally leeched on to you, that it's hard for you to begin to understand, what do I do about that? And that really becomes a huge challenge, especially if they are subtractors.
Yes. Well, and that's what I want to hear about from you, because I know from what you teach that you talk about adders and subtractors. So how do we get more adders and fewer subtractors?
That's really the big question, right? So let's talk about who these people are, first of all, mm-hmm. right? Adders are people who bring added value into your life, period. They bring added value into your life.
That's you.
Say what's that?
That's you for me.
Well, that's you for me as well. Because you take a look at this person and, you can see them beyond themselves, mm-hmm. right? You can see what they bring to humanity. You can see the gift that they have. And so adders are going to motivate you. They're going to inspire you, but they're also going to challenge you to change, right? They're going to challenge you to change. And adders won't just let you stay the same. Because you have another level. I have another level. We, as women, we're talking to women entrepreneurs. Refuse to settle at your level. Just refuse to do it. There is another level. And adders are the people who are going to help you to get there. And you need them in your life. Now, here's what's tricky about adders. They're attracted to adders. Why? Because adders want to increase. There's nothing in adding that says, take away from me. Mm-hmm. Nothing there. So if you do your basic math, right? 1 plus 1 is 2. You keep on adding 1, you're going to get 3. You keep on adding. And with the work of adders, we're continually adding to your life. Continually. And it can be in small ways. You know, it can just be in small ways, you know, just a tiny little text message to say, you know what, Dr. Shannon, I believe in you. I think you're doing great. Keep up the great work. You know, just something really big. Take you on a vacation. I mean, lots and lots of fun things that you can do. But adders are consistently adding to your life. And they absolutely believe in you. Now, subtractors, they're lovely people, right? And the best thing about a subtractor is simply that most subtractors are socialized to be subtractors. You don't know you're a subtractor. You don't realize that someone taught you how to take away from people, how to take away from yourself, how to belittle yourself. I just did a session last night with a group of women, and we talked about fears. And how is it that we are taught to cuddle our fears? Oh, it's okay. Yeah, I know. Yeah, this and that. And, oh, yeah, lots of people are afraid of that. Refuse to cuddle your fears. If you're afraid of something, go after that thing and get it out of your life, whatever it is. Right?
Yes.
Whatever it is, you've got to do that. Subtractors, of course, they're socialized to take. They take everything, Dr. Shannon. They take everything. They'll take your emotional energy. They'll take your resources. They'll take your best friend. They'll take your husband. They will take any and everything that you allow them to take. And that's really the key right there, is that you have to allow a subtractor to take from you. They can't just take from you. No one gets to come into our lives and take stuff. They don't get to do that, right? No one is that powerful. They just don't get to do that.
But too often, don't we just sit there like this here?
Oh, we got a bowl. I mean, we have an entire, you ever go to a buffet? You have an entire buffet, right, of all the wonderful things in your life then that you give to what? Subtractors. And you say, come on, subtractor. If your mom is a subtractor, come on, mom, just take it. If your husband, if your best friend, if your professor, whoever, we allow them. Because why? We give it to them, and we allow them to just kind of take it out of our lives. And so the most wonderful thing about subtractors is that I think about 85% of them don't realize they're subtractors. However, when you find a true subtractor and you have to get them out of your life, it's a serious thing. It's a serious thing, right? But this spotlight is really called You Gotta Go. So for women entrepreneurs, let me tell you, if you have a subtractor right now who's connected to your business, even if it's your business partner, they gotta go. Because you cannot continue to increase with someone continuing to take from you.
Yep.
It just doesn't work. Now, and here's the thing, Dr. Shannon, and this is really kind of a interesting kind of way to think about this, but just because you let a subtractor go doesn't mean that you don't like them. Right?
Right.
They could be the nicest people, but it's just that their pattern of how they use their power is to take. And when you decide to use your power to take, there's nothing I can do about that. There's absolutely nothing I can do about that. I have to get you out of my life. You gotta go. Even if you are my mama. You hear me? Right? You see what I'm saying? Even if you're my mama, you have got to go. So, and just because, of course, let me just explain. Just because you're a family member doesn't entitle you to be in my life. It just doesn't.
That's tough for a lot of people, though, to set that healthy boundary.
It's a hard thing. And what I say to people is, just because someone is in your life doesn't mean that they have to be in your life, in your inner circle.
Right.
Right? So I can keep you, so if you're my mom, I can keep you in my life, but I'm going to keep you like in phase 10 of the circle, and then I'm going to keep those who are adders and multipliers in my immediate inner circle. Those are people who I share with, grow with, and so forth.
Mm-hmm. I love the whole concept of really defining who these people are in your life, because any business owner who has a team beneath her, is going to be evaluating, who are my A players, my Bs and my Cs, and we want, we definitely want lots of A's. We want Bs who want to become or have the potential to become A's, and the Cs we just need to kick to the curb. So, because it's like having, a leak in, if you have an inner tube, it's like an inner tube with a hole in it, and it's just going to continue to drain. And as you said, how do you continue to move your business forward if you have these leaks around you?
Absolutely. And the thing about it, Dr. Shannon, is that what they take is so critical to your business. The number one thing that they take is your energy. Mm-hmm. And you cannot run business without energy. It's your fuel. You have to be able to get up, smile when you don't feel like it, get it done, work with that client, work it out. You have to be able to do that, mm-hmm. right? So they take your energy. And the second thing that they take are your words. Subtractors will give you new words for your life. Now, and a new word can be anything that goes to something that it can sound something like, these are really, really hard times. So you really can't expect to get new clients during these times. That is subtractor language. And you got to get that out of your vocabulary. Move it out. So and an adder would say, you know what, yes, these are difficult times. But in every season of difficulty, there's always a window of opportunity. Mm-hmm. So let's look for the opportunity, right? Exactly. That is what an adder will say to you. So subtractor, they take these critical things out of your life, your energy, they take your words, and most importantly, they take your time. They just use up your time. You only have 24 hours. I mean, that's not a whole lot of time.
It goes by fast every day.
Quickly, as you're trying to do all this and do all that and make it all happen, that it takes time. So with subtractors in your life, and they're busy eating up minutes and then hours and then days at a time, it's time for them to go. And my husband's so funny. He'll say, no, I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at you, but you gotta go. So it's like, nice. Don't take it personally, honey, but you know what? I gotta get some stuff done, and you've got to go.
I love it. I love it. Well, this has just been such a powerful topic because, as you said, where we start is really looking at the power inside, and then putting ourselves in a position and surrounding ourselves with the environment that we need to really continue to take it to the next level. And I think one of my favorite things that you said, Dr. Verna, was that when we become aware of our power is when change starts to happen.
Absolutely.
And that is just so beautiful.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so very much. This was fun, and let's talk some more.
Absolutely. So for all of you who are watching, please take note of what Dr. Verna had to say today, because if you want to go somewhere, then make sure that you got to go in your vocabulary when necessary to get those subtractors out of your life. And Dr. Verna, where can women go to find out more about your strategies and your tips with regard to really embracing their personal power?
Absolutely. They can go to my website, drvernaprice.com. That's probably the best place to go. They can also sign up and become one of my Twitter friends, a follower, and or sign up to become a fan on Facebook. I send out tips every day. Every day, tips are sent out. And like, for example, this morning I said, it takes courage to ask for what you want and need. It really does. And most women entrepreneurs, sometimes we don't want to ask for what we want. You need to ask. But if you don't know you're powerful and you have voice, you won't ask. And so Facebook and Twitter, LinkedIn, all of the social media kind of outlets where I would send out information and you can learn more about me.
Because we need to continue to spread this excellent message that you're putting out there in the world and empower women to continue to take those steps forward.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And thank you all for watching. And we hope that you will stay tuned for our next episode of Spotlight on Success, where we will be bringing you more tips and strategies on how to shine brightly in your business. Take care.